Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today for Making Progress with Mayor Leroy Sullivan. I'm happy to have as my guest today Mr. Chip Noel, who is the owner of, and I'm sorry I said no, but now it's Noel, right? And
The
Noel dis-
CEO, the CEO now
is
is definitely Noel. Yeah,
Noel
yeah,
Distillery here in the city of Donaldsonville.
yes.
And Noel Family Distillery is the business of the month for the city of Donaldsonville. And you can find that in our River Road Express magazine. So,
Thank you for that.
and I can't call you Chip, you're my neighbor, right?
Right.
So, Chip, thank you for coming on and being our business of the month. And also, uh, it's been about 2 years now that you've been open in the city of
It was
Donaldsonville,
officially 2 years, Mayor, at the end of May. Yes,
end
sir.
of May. Okay, so tell us a little bit first of all about Chipno because uh, when I first met you, I found out that you were a pilot.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah. I flew professionally for about 45 years, and from the time I was 18 till I retired when I was 65, and I grew up on a sugarcane farm, and so sugarcane has been in our family for a long time,
okay,
and fell in love with rum and wonder why we never made it here. And did a lot of research probably 20, 25 years ago, and that's how really it got started.
okay. And your rum is made from uh, raw sugar, correct?
I'm making the rum I'm making right now is made out of the fresh juice. It's
The
agricole.
fresh juice. Okay,
Yes, it's agricole style. They've been doing that in the West Indies for hundreds and hundreds of years, and so this is my take on it. I've got I've got a good relationship with our friends up in White Castle,
mhm,
and I get the very first pressed juice, and that brings a lot of flavor and the soil and the smells and the taste of our area. So it's a very unique product.
okay. So when you first opened up, we had your daughter Natalie on,
Yes,
and she was talking about you know the distillery and and opening up in Donaldsonville, and I know it took a little bit of time for it to finally come to fruition. You bought the building, and then they had to do some renovation, and maybe a little bit more needs to be done than you first
yes,
expected.
yes. We when I was making this rum, it was starting to taste. It was tasting better, and I said, Natalie, let's open up a distillery. She said, Dad, is this another one of your hobbies? I said, well, it might be, but that was almost 8 years ago.
Right.
And when I retired, I wasn't driving. I wasn't. If we opened this, I wasn't doing it anywhere but in Donaldsonville. I've been driving back and forth to the airport for over 30 years. So,
Right.
uh, and I wanted to do something for Donaldsonville, and I love that building. And but it was a tough road. We had problems with construction and different things. But I will say the city and you really helped us. That was one of the least worries
Thank
we
you.
had.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. So, uh, what types of rum? What all do you have there? I'm not
well,
a drinker, so
I know you
yeah.
don't drink. I know you don't drink, and oh, that's why I said I appreciate your support anyway. Uh, we have uh, we have two types of rums that we bring in. It's an aged product. We wanted to have something aged
Mhm.
while our stuff was in the barrel, and we're well on our way. Uh, it's a dark rum, and we have another rum that it spends the last 3 months of his life in empty tequila barrels. So that's another whole taste profile. And then we have a vodka, and we have Natalie, my other daughter Victoria, famous pickle vodka.
Yes.
We infuse our vodka with a pickle flavor, and that's probably one of our top sellers. And then Natalie, we partnered with a tequila distillery down in Tequila, Mexico.
Mm.
We're the only distillery in Louisiana that imports 100% blue agave tequila. We have a Repo and we have a Blanco, a light
Okay.
and a dark tequila, and that's been very popular.
Okay. So, you make the rum, and it goes through a process. So you have it in barrels or something now,
Yeah.
and it's
So
aging.
so obviously, as you know, maybe not everybody knows, grinding season here is from October till end of December, 1st of January. So the juice I use is very volatile. You have to get it. You have to get it in your facility. You have to put your yeast in it to to start the fermentation process. If you don't, it'll go on and make on its own. It's very perishable. So that's why being 10 miles away from the sugar house is beneficial. And so it's about a 5 to 7 day fermentation process, and then I'll put it in my still, and that's another 6 to 8 hour process of distilling it. Uh, and then there's three stages of it. There's the heads, the beginning of it that I discard, and I go for the hearts, the middle part. That's the good sweet flavor, and then I'll take that and I have a stainless steel vat, and I let it the 2023 crop. I let it sit in there for about 10 months, and then we bottled our first run, and the rest is in barrels. Use whiskey barrels.
Okay. So the rum that you get is about 10 years. I mean, 10 months old.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it was the one we're selling now
Yeah.
was distilled in 2023.
Gotcha.
So it's 2 years. It's been in a bottle now since 2023. Um, the 2024 crop that we last year is still in my stainless steel vat. We hadn't done anything with that yet. That's a decision that I'll make sometimes.
So how big is the vat? How much?
500 gallons.
500 gallons.
I
Get drunk off of that, right?
Yeah, it's the hearts I collect is about 150 proof, and like I said, we'll let that rest for about 10 months, and then we'll decide what to do with it. But it's just it's a long process.
Okay. So your distillery, I know that you sell some locally. I do know. I think First and Last Chance started
Yes.
selling your vodka
Yes.
and all. So is there anyone else locally that's
Todd at Midway
that Midway
has some of our
them?
stuff, but
Okay.
we had all the major distributors. We had the Rouses and the Calandros and
Okay.
the Total Wine, that big one in Baton Rouge. We there, and just kind of all over in this area, out in Lafayette. So
Oh, good. So you open your distillery and uh, they made 2 years, but there's something else that's going on that you started having
well,
tours.
we partnered the last couple of months with American Cruise Lines.
Hmm.
Our friend Bruce Waggisback from Bastrop is we're working with him. The boats come from New Orleans to Memphis, Memphis to New Orleans,
Right.
and they stop up and down the river. And they when they get to Vacherie, they'll come to my place, and I'll do a tour and a tasting, and hope they buy,
Hmm.
and spread the word of Donaldsonville. We've had people from Germany and France is the furthest so far. We probably doing 20 to 25 people a week.
Okay.
Like I think we got 15 coming tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So
So how have that helped your business so far?
it's been good, man. It gets traffic. It brings people to Donaldsonville, and we sell some product. Yeah, it's been a big benefit,
Okay.
really big.
So what are the hours uh, for the distillery?
Well, that's
Is
kind of flexible. I try to get there between somewhere around 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I'll stay to 4 or 5. It depends on if somebody schedules a tour.
Mhm.
Whenever I have to be there, I'll be there.
Okay.
Because I'm just kind of myself, and my sister-in-law works with us part time.
On Saturdays, are you open
No,
on Saturday?
I'm generally closed on
On
Saturdays
Saturdays?
unless
Okay.
there's something going on because we just don't really actually have the foot traffic
Right.
to be
Right.
open.
Uh, Last Saturday we had the live at Crescent Park, and there
Yeah,
was a nice crowd out there. And I
yeah.
was like, would have been nice if the distillery was
Well, I'm
open.
sorry. We I'm not sure. Now they them work at different places. Actually, I think they were at LSU last Saturday.
Oh, okay.
They had that Tiger thing at the field house,
Right.
so they were there, and we just kind of spread thin.
Right.
But we are looking forward to the 4th of July.
Good. Yeah.
We'll be open this July 3rd,
Yeah,
right?
July the 3rd. Yes.
That's been a big thing. We were packed.
Oh,
You walked
last
through
year,
there.
yeah. They
Yeah.
walked through, and there was a lot of people having a lot of fun there.
Yeah. It's just so hot, but we do the best we can.
Yeah. So what else would you want people to know about your distillery? And it's located right here in Downsville at 30 Veterans Boulevard.
Yes.
Those who are lifers of Donaldsonville know that that was the old LP&L
Yes.
a building where we used to go and pay our light bills, right? Our energy bills.
Yes.
And so you took and refurbished that building. I've been through it.
Yes.
It's spotless.
Well, I
When it
tried
comes
to. It have to be.
yeah,
It has to be
yeah.
spotless because I got a good nice lady from the health department that shows up a
So
couple of
Mary.
times a year. So but we try to keep it clean. I was
Yes.
also, I think that building was built somewhere in 1890. It was his original power station for the city.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
When we were doing excavation inside, we found the foundations for one of those generators.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you're located in a good area, in Donaldsonville. That's a state highway that comes through there. That's well, it's actually closed right
Unfortunately,
now.
it's closed.
Yes.
That's slowed a lot of traffic
Yeah,
down.
yeah. Hopefully that will be finished soon. I know they were talking about June, but then the river came up,
Yeah.
and so that have delayed things as well. But a lot of people complaining and asking me when is that uh, Highway 18 is going to be opened back up.
I hadn't
And
seen
don't
any.
have the
I hadn't
answer.
seen them back to work yet.
Well, and
The river's down.
yes, and it should be below 11 feet at Carrollton because they can't do any work.
That's what it
Once
is.
they
Okay.
get above 11 feet at Carrollton, they can't do any
Yeah.
digging within 1,500 feet of the levee. So what else? You want people in Donaldsonville and people that may be watching this Facebook Live, in other areas about the Noel Distillery.
Well, we appreciate the support we've had from the city. The locals have been really supportive. We invite people to come to Donaldsonville and obviously try our spirits, but it's just a lot of hard work, and we're proud to do it. And I'm lucky to work with my daughters, my family. So we just welcome everybody to Donaldsonville.
Yeah. So if I had a group, say 30 people we wanted to come to Donaldsonville and we wanted to just hang out at the distillery, and what would I have to do to
Well,
do that?
we've had as a matter of fact, we had a nice party 2 Saturday nights ago.
Oh,
A
really?
young lady got a PhD in nurse practitioner, and there was probably 30, 40 people there, and that's when an event like that when it's scheduled, and now they and my other daughter Victoria will come down and we'll open a bar, or we have friends help us. But yeah, we do things like that. We've had a wedding party, several class reunions the past year. But if somebody wants a tour, schedule a tour to make sure I'm there. If you got a group, you just go on our website and you can schedule it, and we'll do it.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it, man. It's a pleasure to be here and talk about it.
Yes.
And again, thanks for the support.
And we appreciate you being here in Donaldsonville as well. So we do have this Saturday, we do have our Juneteenth festival that will be taking place. And we're going to do a little switching of seats. And Miss
Okay.
Tamiko Francis Garrison is going to come, and we're going to talk about the Juneteenth celebration. Thank
Thank you,
brother.
man.
I appreciate
Good to see you,
it.
neighbor.
Okay. All right.
I didn't mess that up too bad.
Good.
All right, I'm gonna go out this way.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
So now, thank you, Miss Tamiko Francis Garrison.
Hello, Mayor.
Mm,
Thank you for having me.
yeah. Yes. So how are you doing today?
I'm good.
You look
Right.
like you're a little bit more refreshed. I think we both were looking kind of bad yesterday.
Yeah,
like
it was
we were worn
rough.
out. So before we start talking about Juneteenth, I just got to put this out here. We had the Wing Fest on last Saturday,
Yes.
and there was one wing that you
See, Mayor,
that
you
you
don't even have to
tasted.
talk about that. See,
And
why
I
you
don't
want to put
know.
me on blast on your Facebook Mayor.
Yeah. What was that category?
Oh, it was too hot to handle. It was too hot.
Too hot.
Yes, yes. After I found out who it was,
Yes.
after it was over with, I had to go talk
Talk
to
to
her.
her. Yeah. Tell her it was just.
It brought tears to my eyes, and
Yeah.
I had to run a little bit and get some ice. It was rough.
There was another guy that was judging it. He took out running. You know, we wondered what was going on. That was before we tasted it, and he was just like, "Woof."
Oh my goodness gracious! It was
Yeah.
too hot to handle. It was.
It did fit the category.
It
That's
did.
for sure.
It did. It did.
But anyway, so that was the event last Saturday, and then we had the live band in Crescent Park. So it was a long day for
Yes.
all of us because we had the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council's brunch.
Yes. That morning.
So that had that morning. It went straight into the Wing Fest and
Yes,
judging the wing competition, and then had to stay out until everything was over. So we both had a long day. We're kind of dragging
Long day.
ever since, but we look a little fresher today.
Yes,
So,
we are.
but then a long weekend is coming up.
Yes.
So we know that this is Juneteenth festival is this weekend. But tell us what all we have going on with the Juneteenth, and give us a little history
Okay.
about the Juneteenth celebration.
So Juneteenth is really short for June 19th, 1865, when General Gordon Granger arrived at Galveston, Texas, with troops,
Right.
with General Order Number 3 to let them know that they were free. They were, according to historians, they were the last group to realize that they were free based upon the Emancipation Proclamation of President Lincoln, which was actually 2.5 years earlier, January 1st, 1863. Yes. So we've been celebrating that here in Donaldsonville for 30 years, started by my parents, B.J. Francis, of course, and Janet Francis, and then carried on by the River Road African American Museum until 2011, when I was thinking about this today. We were at the Bloom Center at an event, and you literally tapped me on my shoulder and was like, "Do you want to take this over?" My initial thought, I know, I said no. And then, after some coaching, of course.
Yeah. I don't think you've ever told me no. Yes.
I think that initial one was no.
Yeah.
But after some coaching, it was like, then myself, and I recruited Allison Hudson and of course you, and we had a few sponsors, and we were able to put on. It was a 1-band half-a-day event at Louisiana Square, and then from there we grew. We went down, we went up, we went from 2 days to 3 days. Over the 30 years, it's gone from 1 day to 3 days to 2 days to 1 day. And we're excited this year with our sponsors to be able to bring it back to 3 days.
Yes. Now, the very first one.
Yes, the very first one
was basically almost like a family reunion for your family because it was real small.
Very small.
I remember Mayor B.J. Francis and getting all of this set up, and I remember coming out there, and it wasn't a whole lot of people out, but it was the start of something that has grown into a very special event here in the city of Donaldsonville. So I know you said that your parents, they started it, and then the River Road African American Museum and Miss Cat the Hambrick, they took over it, and then I tricked you into to taking it over. But you talked about Allison Hudson and the people that have helped. But then now, you're trying to get to the point where you can pass the mantle to some younger people. But it's different, right?
It is. It's different. I've tried to pass it on to a couple, and then I'm trying to force my daughter to take it over, and then Wayne Hamilton from BSF has joined us. But yeah, the one thing is they're in the beginning of their careers, right? And they're trying to maneuver that with this, whereas I consider myself on the tail end of my career. So that I think that's the thing. They're trying to build their careers, and I say, okay, I'm gonna give you about a couple more years to build your career, and then it should be built, and then y'all could take this over.
So this coming weekend is the 30th.
Yes.
Here in the city of Donaldsonville, and when you tell people that we've been doing this for 30 years, they're like, "Oh, really?"
Yes.
And it's something that the surrounding area, they can't brag and say that they've been
No,
doing
they
it
cannot.
for 30 years. There have been some people that have copied,
Yes.
what we were doing here in Donaldsonville, and they're starting to try to incorporate it, but nobody does it like Donaldsonville,
No,
correct?
nobody does it like Deepville.
Yes. So we start off tomorrow, right?
Oh,
Well,
tonight?
no, tonight. That's
Today?
right.
Yeah, we
So
start
tell us
off
what's
today.
going on tonight.
So today we have an author talk
Okay.
at the WAG Center. Last year I was fortunate to hear, his name is Daniel Brock, talk about his book. It's The Accident of Color, a story of race and reconstruction. It is a phenomenal read. I've listened to it on Audible. I have the book, but it takes us through a 19th century journey through Louisiana. He also talks about South Carolina and the Reconstruction period. Mm-hmm. Talks about the Louisiana Purchase and how the people that lived in Louisiana at the time were not accustomed to the laws that were going to be placed upon them, mm-hmm. and the restrictions. So it's a real historical journey. So it's going to be impactful and powerful. And I'm excited. So that's going to be 6:30 at the WAG Center. And then tomorrow we've partnered with BASF to host a food distribution at 10 o'clock at the Lemon Center. If it rains, we've gotten permission to use the pavilion. But if not, people will line up right off of Clay Street and come into the Lemon Center and circle out. So I think we have about 300 boxes of food, compliments of BASF and the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank. And then Saturday, kicking off at 11 o'clock, we're going to have an opening ceremony. Mm-hmm. And then from 11:15 until 7:30, we're going to have 6 bands and 2 musical acts. 2 dance acts. And we're also going to honor the oldest African-American businesses in Donaldsonville, which I'm excited. When I started doing a little bit of research, it was actually 7 businesses that ranged from 33 years to 150 years being open in the city of Donaldsonville.
So, let me guess which one is the oldest.
You want to guess or you want me to say?
Let me guess. It has to be the Francis Marble.
Donaldsonville Marble and Granite. Yes, they've been open 150 years.
Wow.
Next up amazing. Was Brazier Watson. They've been open 81 years. Jay's Liquor, 73 years. Demby and Sons, 67 years. Wow. Mr. Ben Johnson, his law firm, 46 years. Mount Olive Vault Company, 44, and Cajun Daiquiris, 33 years.
Okay, wow. So Ben Johnson has been in business for that long.
Yes,
wow. It doesn't seem like
it. It does not. It does not at all.
So you skipped something, though, because we talked about the book tonight.
Yes.
And then tomorrow morning you have me getting up, right?
Yes, sir.
There's sort of a little bit payback with me getting you to do this every once in a while.
Year.
I have to, I say, okay, I can't tell you no, right?
So we're going to be on WBRZ tomorrow morning starting at 5:30, and then we'll have 4 segments. So, Mayor, we put you on the last segment, which
Thank you.
Yes. So we'll be on the news on WBRZ tomorrow. We were on WAFB early in the week, so it's been really good talking about Donaldsonville, talking about Juneteenth, and of course all the wonderful things that are coming to our community. I know we're excited about it.
Yes. So you hear people say, even like with the live at Crescent Park that we had on Saturday, and a lot of people showed up, and then you hear people say, I didn't know anything about it. Yes. So tell me, what do you think? Because we do a lot of promotion, like you said, on the news, and I've gotten up early last year and I think we had to be in Baton Rouge at the news station for like 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever. So we're on the news. We do the Facebook Live, do the radio show. It's on social media, and also, what do you think when you hear people say, "I didn't know"? And I think we even have the digital sign that the St. John Parish Sheriff's Office has allowed us to put out, letting people know about the events that are going on. But still, people say, I didn't know that was going on in Dallas.
Well, you listed most of them, but there's also flyers in City Hall. So we put up flyers in City Hall, and I think we make a real solid effort to make sure people know about what's going on. And, if you're on Facebook, hopefully everybody's attached. if you follow the Donaldsonville, Louisiana page, if you follow the Donaldsonville Juneteenth page, if you follow the Chamber of Commerce page, you can follow the Parish of Ascension's page, you can follow Ascension Chamber. I mean, all of those pages, we collectively share the same thing.
Right.
So at some point, it's like, even, we advertise a year in advance. So I already know Juneteenth will be on June 13th, 2026. So mark your calendars. We're going to be here. But I mean, we try our best to get the news out there. And like you said, the sheriff's office is so gracious and puts the sign out there for us. But I mean, we're going to have signage in Louisiana Square. We do the best we can to let everybody know of what's going on. So if they stay connected on those social media pages, and even when you come into City Hall, read the signage on the table. They're posted on the wall. So yeah.
So all of this is going on, and then on Saturday, like you said, we have 6 bands.
6 bands.
And what's the list of bands and when they're going to be playing? Because I know some of them are bands that comes to Donaldsonville. It seems like every time you act, they're here. Like I would say, the Mike Foster Project.
Yes.
They are residents of Donaldsonville almost.
A staple. Yeah.
They are honorary Donaldsonvillians. So tell us who all is going to be playing.
Well, the first band up at 11:15, so you got to be there at 11 o'clock. Get your seat. Is George Bell and Friends. They are a fantastic jazz group. Right. George Bell is the executive director of Capital Area United Way.
Yes.
And if you go to Facebook, I actually posted snippets of some of the music of the musicians that are going to be playing. So if you go to Donaldsonville Juneteenth page, you'll see it. And then at 12:30, we have a band returning this year. They're from New Roads. They're called Total Control. They are fantastic as well. And then we have at 2 p.m. Esco Soul Music. Esco is phenomenal. If you love Prince, you need to come out.
Oh, really?
Esco sounds exactly like Prince. He sings all of Prince's finest. So if you love,
sing Purple Rain,
all of it, all of it. So if you love Prince, come on out. And then at 3:30, our very own from Lemonville. I put Gonzales because they live in Gonzales now, but Red Tape Music, they'll be here with their soulful sounds. And then, of course, the Michael Foster Project at 5, and then Royal Essence out of New Orleans with the Blow the Whistle.
Yeah.
So make sure you bring your whistle.
Whistle.
Yes. At 6:30, we'll be blowing the whistle.
Now you talk about bring your whistles, but there's also something else, right?
I forgot it in the car, man. Yes. We have, and I was supposed to bring it. Look at me, got too much going on today. Our commemorative fan.
Yes.
So where the fans at? Click, we ready. Yeah. So you'll have to spin a wheel to win either the commemorative fan. We're gonna have these little bracelets that say Donaldsonville Juneteenth 30th. Hopefully you can see it. We also have T-shirts. So all you have to do is spin the wheel and you'll win something.
You heard her say you have to spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel
in order to get a fan.
After WAFB, I got 5,000 calls.
Yeah, do not come and say, Mayor, can you go and get me a fan?
We have about 200 fans, so everybody that comes should be able to get. We have about, I want to say, 200 T-shirts, 200 fans. We got about 500 of these. You should be able to win something. But yeah, where them fans at? We ready. And for those of you that come to Juneteenth first, I think President Coinmore said last night, and then then you could take your fan and go across the river to the event, the Boots on the Ground across the river. So you better get your fans and take it across the river.
Okay, so another part of Juneteenth, and on Tuesday we had the crowning of the queens.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that as well.
So we were excited to bring our Juneteenth queens back. So right before City Council meeting, we actually crowned. So our Miss Donaldsonville Juneteenth for 2025 is Miss Jalen Carter. Our Miss Teen Donaldsonville is Brielle Taylor Poche. And then our Little Miss Donaldsonville is Miss Kylie Green. And we also had a runner-up for Little Miss Donaldsonville Juneteenth, and that was Kennedy Johnson. So normally we don't have a runner-up, but she did such an outstanding job in her drawing. We decided to go ahead and add the runner-up to that. So
what does the Queens do? So they reign for a year.
A year.
So what do they do during that year?
They make appearances. So they'll be at July 3rd and any other events that Donaldsonville has. Last year they were in the parade. Our former queens were in the, I want to say, both the Christmas parade and the Mardi Gras parade. So, and anybody that calls to make an appearance, if they were supposed to go to Ascension Day at the Capitol, our queens couldn't make it. But those are the type of things they'll do. They'll make appearances throughout the year, represent Donaldsonville, and they also can take their title and participate in other pageants that are larger than ours.
Great, great. So there will be a lot of vendors out, right? How many
we have
vendors?
over 30 vendors.
Over 30
we have
vendors.
Food, we have clothing, we have purses, we have everything. Yes.
Yeah.
We have our staple from Donaldsonville, our staple vendors who've been with us for years, and then we have some new vendors. So we're excited. Yes. Louisiana Square is going to be jam-packed.
Right. So, Louisiana Square. Why Louisiana Square? Why not Crescent? Why not the Pavilion? Why Louisiana Square?
There is just something special about being on Railroad Avenue in that square. As soon as I arrive, we get there very early in the morning. It's like I'm transported somewhere else, right? It's like I love that park. When you come in there, it's just beautiful. The scenery, the courthouse. It just takes you to another place, and I just love it. And actually, when we did move it, people were upset. Yes, the community was very upset when we moved it to, even though it was because of rain and that kind of stuff. They were very upset with the moves. So we just say, rain or shine, we're gonna act like we are Jazz Fest. Bring your rain boots, bring your jackets, bring your umbrellas, because we're gonna just go ahead.
Get your fans.
Yep, and get your where them fans at. We're gonna dance in the rain. Yes.
So I know you said that you're going to start early on Saturday morning, but truthfully, tomorrow evening you're going to be out there working.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
and I just want to give a shout out to her husband, Ara. Ara will be working out there until, it'll probably be dark before the poor man get home from all of his volunteer work. And then,
voluntold or volunteer?
Yeah, that's however you want to call it. He's out there.
And I'm so thankful he's off on Fridays. So this Friday is a check mark. Yeah, we'll be setting up tents and getting everything situated, so that when folks arrive, they just arrive to a wonderful time.
Yes. And so then and he starts to get off early again in the morning. Matter of fact, he's going to be out there tomorrow morning for the WBRC.
Yes, he will be.
He's going to be out there for that too. He's going to have to set up for that. So let me tell you, the poor man, he is, I don't know, he got a crown already, okay? But, so all of this is going on here in the city of Donaldsonville. It's a great, great time. Last year, it was great. I think toward the end, didn't we get a little rain when? No,
that was the previous year.
Yeah,
Yes, that was the previous year.
We got some rain, and we've had a little rain to come down a few times on the Juneteenth. I'll never forget years ago when Cupid came to town, and as soon as he started with the Cupid Shuffle, the rain came down, but people stayed out there dancing in the rain.
We did. I was there. So, we did.
Yeah. So it's always a great time. So if you're listening to this broadcast, if you are looking for something to do on Saturday, you can come to the city of Donaldsonville right here on Railroad Avenue, Louisiana Square. If you're saying, where is that? If you know where Donaldsonville Ace Hardware is, it's right across. You can't miss it.
Can't miss
it. And guess what? And if you come on Railroad Avenue, you'll be able to say, okay, that's it, because there will be so many people out there from early in the morning getting set up and things are starting. I will tell you by the end of the day, I will be worn out because I'm going to be out there very early in the morning as well, making all of these events. Start with the book tonight, and then on tomorrow, on Friday, we'll be doing the food distribution. Yes. We'll be out there. If you're looking for something to do, Sunday at 10 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
At 10 o'clock tomorrow at the Lemon Center, 1100 Clay Street. If you want to come and volunteer, you can come out and help us, put the boxes of food in the cars and just make sure that everything goes well. So we have a great weekend planned. And Is there anything else you want to tell us
Yeah,
about?
I do, Mayor. I want to also give a shout out to El Rey Koki.
Yes.
They have been our longest running T-shirt sponsor since I've been here, and I think it's 10 years that they've been sponsoring our T-shirts. And they started off as the lone sponsor on the back of our shirts, and now several people, I think it was Trey and then yourself and several others started to join. But for the first couple of years, it was El Rey Koki. So I just really want to give them a shout out for partnering with us and doing that, and all of our sponsors. We have the city of Donaldsonville, Ascension Parish, CF Industries, BASF, Louisiana Sweet Spot, and River Parishes Community College and McKimmon Creed.
Right.
So without them, we definitely would not have been able to do what you're going to see when you get out there.
Right.
Now, we have never in my history had a stage like what we're gonna have this weekend. Okay. Like we have a stage. Okay. So, yeah. If you can recall, Oliver used to pull that old trailer that we had down to Louisiana Square, but we literally have a stage with signage. This is top notch this year, and I'm excited. Based upon those sponsors, we were able to put this together. So thank you.
Yes, and so again, come out to the Juneteenth celebration. Ms. Tamiko, I just want to say to you, and I mean this with all sincerity, you are one of the few people in Donaldsonville that is embedded in so much that goes on. You give so much of your time to this community, and whenever you take on a task, if you want to be on a committee with her, be ready to work, be ready to be volunteered, be ready. But one thing I can tell you, whatever you do, you always put your heart into it and make sure that it's done right and well. We had our first Christmas parade in quite some time last year, and you was one of the main people making sure that everything just went well, along with everybody else that volunteered to do it. And then we went into Mardi Gras, and I was a little bit concerned about Mardi Gras, but then we had a great time. So many people came out, and so I appreciate all of the things that you do. And not just you, I talked about but there's so many people that volunteer in our community to do things. It may seem like a little small group, but those that volunteer to do things, they put their heart and their soul into it. So, I salute you and applaud you for everything that you do. And I know at some point, I'm going to call or I'll see you and I'm going to ask you something. You're going to say, Mayor, no, and it is no. You take care of the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council. Been doing that for the last 10 years.
10 years.
So here, that's another thing that you give your time to the city of Donaldsonville and to this community in order to make sure that our youth learn. And so many of them have come back and said, the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council prepared them for college and prepared them for life. So we appreciate all of the things that you are doing in order to help this community.
Thank you.
So we're looking for a great time. Like I said, if you want to come and volunteer for anything, we're open to have people to come and help us. And Juneteenth celebration is free.
Yes.
You just bring your money to buy whatever you want to eat, or there's no cover charge in order to come into Crescent Park. You're just coming out there, having a good time, relaxing. I'm gonna be chilling under my tent.
Square.
I mean, Louisiana Square.
It started in Crescent Park.
Louisiana Square. I'm gonna be chilling under my tent.
Yes.
With my fan blowing. So come
make
by
sure
and say
you
hi.
Bring a chair. Make sure you bring your boots. Make sure you bring a fan, neck fan. Because it's hot. But we're gonna have and some spending money. We're gonna have a wonderful time.
That's right. Bring some money and spend some money with the vendors that's taking their time to come out as well. There's one last thing I want to discuss and let the people know, and that's on next Tuesday, June the 17th. Our Congressman Troy Carter will have a town hall with resource fair. So he's going to be here in Donaldsonville from 4 to 7:30. The event takes place at the Lemon Memorial Center, which again is located at 1100 Clay Street. And then the town hall meeting and resource fair is going to actually start at 6. But they will be set up. You can go through. They're going to have FEMA, GOSEF, SBA, the Department of Insurance, and United Cajun Navy, and other resources will be at the Lemon Center. And Congressman Troy Carter wants to come. He wants to talk about things that are going on, in Congress, but mostly he wants to talk about hurricane preparedness and making sure that you understand and know the resources that are available for you in case we have a hurricane. We're going to pray that we don't, but
Mm-hmm.
we know that there will be hurricanes this year, and if it doesn't impact Donaldsonville directly, it will impact Louisiana in some kind of way. And he has one in Iverdale Parish on Monday, and then Tuesday he's going to be here in Donaldsonville. So he's just going around his district, making sure that people know what is available to them for as far as resources when it comes to hurricanes. So please come out next Tuesday, June the 17th, from 4 to 7:30 p.m. at the Lemon Memorial Center, and we'll be there with Congressman Troy Carter. So, Mr. Mikio, is there anything else you would like to uh, bring before us?
Yeah, when you're out at Juneteenth, make sure you tag us at Donaldsonville Juneteenth on Facebook. Take a lot of pictures, share. Bring your family, your friends to come out and enjoy because it's going to be a wonderful time.
Okay. So, and one last thing,
Hmm.
the sponsors that you name. So, what does the sponsors get?
They actually get a spot, a premier spot based upon their level of sponsorship, a premier spot at the square. They also get their names on all of the flyers, and it depends on what level as to what they got. So they're also getting T-shirts. They get a fan. They
Mhm.
get the bracelets. And we just want to thank them definitely for their contributions.
And also, while the Juneteenth festival is going on and bands are changing, things are like that are going on. There's like a little question and answer part you do with
Yeah,
Juneteenth,
yeah.
and the sponsors are actually all day long. They're saying who the sponsors are.
Yes,
Correct?
they
Yes.
are. And actually, we have signage this year on the stage. And how could I forget our dynamic duo, Lionel Franklin and Wanda August will be our hosts. So they will take over making sure that we announce all the sponsors. They'll be announced on stage. The t-shirt sponsors this year are located on the back of the t-shirts. And they'll be announcing everything as we go on. But we really do appreciate the sponsors because for years I didn't really want to seek sponsorships and the committee, so with them seeking the sponsorships, we were able to do what we're doing this year.
Yes.
So
And also, the vendors get a chance to come up
yes, they do.
and talk about, get on a mic and say what they have, whether they're
Yes,
selling or whatever. And so it's just a great event,
it
a
is.
great time, and we're looking forward to it. So come out and join us, and maybe we'll get to the point where people will be able to like take the little selfies, and we'll have a monitor in the board where that'll
Oh
be
yeah, that would be
going
nice.
along.
We
Yeah.
do
So
have some 360, and we have some stuff that's going to
yeah.
be out there today. So you'll be able to, or on Saturday, you'll be able to take pictures. And but I like that
Yeah,
idea. That'd be
yeah.
nice.
So
That'd be
like they
nice.
do at the game,
Yeah, you
so
tag them and
that's
they
right.
posting on. We'll
Yes.
look into that. I'll write
Okay.
that down for next
Good.
year.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank you,
coming
man.
on this show. Thank you for all that you do. And this concludes our Facebook Live broadcast. We had a double hitter today with uh, Noel's Family Distillery and Miss Tamiko Francis Garrison talking about the Juneteenth celebration. So remember, you can catch us on Facebook every Thursday at 2 o'clock p.m. And remember, we do our radio live broadcast at 9:30 a.m. on Wednesdays on KKY 1590 a.m. and KBRS 106.9 FM. God bless you and God keep you, is always my prayer.